Hi, my name is Mel Borgo, and I've been a member here at the Burlington First Church for about 3 years. But I was born and raised in the First Congregational Church in Exeter, New Hampshire. So I'm a longtime member of First Church. Um, I was asked to give this stewardship statement. So, the first thing I want to talk about is money. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, it was considered very impolite and actually rather gauche to talk about money. And so we didn't. However, certainly we've learned that Jesus often talked about money. For example, for instance, in the temple. So, just for this once, I guess it's all right for me to do so. So, for you to understand my relationship with money and in particular with giving money to the church, I really have to go back in time to my early childhood. I was almost 3 years old before my father returned from serving overseas in World War II. So during those difficult 3 years, my mother was solely responsible for her care and for mine. So that way she developed her own kind of budget system. And although we were not poor, boy, were we frugal. Just to give you an example, you know all those little tiny slivers of soap that get so small and thin that they can't really even do the job anymore of washing you? Well, you throw those out, except my mother didn't. She crocheted little bags, and we would gather and save and put all the little slivers of soap in the bag and then use that to wash ourselves so that never in any way was any sliver of soap wasted or thrown out. Also, when paper napkins became available, well, I was not allowed to throw out my paper napkin after each meal. No, sir. I had to make it last through several meals, and the best was if I could make it last for the week. And we ate tuna casserole and the like much more often than not. So, this are just some examples to give you an understanding of how I was raised. Within this sort of very Spartan system, my mother had a special wallet in her purse, and in my recollection, it was always red. And in it, she put the money that was available for absolute essentials: food, shoes, clothes, eyeglasses for me. The things that she considered without which we couldn't live. I mean, we had to have these things to live. And as we got ready each Sunday to go to church, I would see her reach into that wallet for her weekly gift to the church. Now, the lesson of that action was never spoken out loud or talked about in any way. But to me, as a child and growing up, the message was loud and clear, and it continues today. And that is that giving to your church is an essential priority in order for the church to live, just like we had to live from that red wallet. Today, it's really essential to me personally to give to the church, because giving to the church connects me, well, yes, to my mother, but more importantly, it connects me to my love for Jesus and for his teachings, how he urged us to use our resources wisely in order to praise God and do his work on this earth, and how he asked us to love our neighbors as ourselves, to do unto others as we would have others do unto us. So giving to the church connects me to that and to the greater good that we do as Christians through the church. I know that my church gift will be of far greater benefit to the world than any other single action of mine. This is the big one that will have the most impact. And collectively, our gifts will allow the church and its mission to live. Now, this year, as always, I have to decide, how much will I pledge to the church? Well, I don't know yet exactly, but I know I will pledge more than I did last year. And as I make my decision, I know I will keep in mind that valuable lesson that was given to me in the past by my mother. And by the way, in case you ever need it, I have a great recipe for tuna casserole.